My husband always tells me I have so much German stuff, and I didn't really believe him until I said everything out, and I think I may have a problem. Guten Tag, grüezi miteinander, hello. My name is Eve, and on my channel I discuss how to teach your child German when you are not a native German speaker. Today's topic is how I obtained all our German supplies. So when we first decided to teach our children German, the first place we went to was the library. We figured because there's a lot of German-speaking people in our community that there would be a big selection, but we were really disappointed. There were only 5 or 6 books on the shelf. In the library, they do have a lot of books about, German culture, the history of Germany, like, for instance, what was the Berlin Wall. There's a lot of books about Germany, but not many books in German for children. We decided to look on eBay. And eBay, I got a few books. For instance, Das Dschungelbuch. I got different Disney books that were there, and I also got Pixie Books. So when I saw the Pixie Books, I saw 10 books were around $24 and you had to pay for shipping. And I was like, maybe these books look really small, but in real life, they're really big. But that's not the case. Pixie Books are really tiny. I guess I should have known that, but I did not. So I spent a lot of money on 10 little tiny books. I definitely overpaid, unfortunately. But I will say, these Pixie Books, the pictures are really beautiful. And, there's a good amount in German in there. There's like big paragraphs on every page. And the stories are really, really sweet. And my children do enjoy these stories. So at least it was good for my children. So I wanted to fill you in on a mistake I made when buying a really old German book on eBay. So I bought this book, and my boy's German teacher was reading this book to them, and all of a sudden she gasped and she stopped reading. And I looked at the picture, and the picture was depicting an African woman in a really racist way. And they actually put the bad word in the book. So make sure if you buy really old German books, you look over it to make sure that the pictures are appropriate and there are no racist words in the book. I made that mistake and I threw the book away, obviously. I just wanted to caution you because I don't want you to make the same mistake that I did. A website that I found really helpful, it's called Teachers Discovery, and I'll link it below on the description. I bought these amazing books written by Fabiola Canala and illustrated by Peter Tracy. So she has these fantastic books. This one's called Briefe an Fritz Abenteuer in America. And it's like in different, there's A1 level, there's A2 level, different level books. And what's great about this is when you're paging through, at the end of 2 pages, she has little activities for the children to do, like questions about the book. Sometimes she even has recipes, and I really love that. And my boys do that with their German tutor. So definitely check out these books. If you need an activity for your children to do with their German tutor. So this is a tip toy book. So you need a pen for it, and it's interactive. You press on the pictures and the pen speaks in German. There's games to do in there. There's questions. If you press the different buttons on the bottom of the page, you can do different activities. And this is great if for something to do for your child. It trains their German listening ear because they're listening to the German coming from this pen. I actually got this book on eBay. It's like an international eBay, and it was shipped from England. And it's actually cheaper to buy the book and the pen together than buying them separately. Is it expensive? Yes. Is it worth it? Yes. One thing I should note is make sure this doesn't drop. Make sure you put it in a safe, secure area. And make sure your children don't use this pen like a hammer because it will break. And like I said, it's very expensive. So take good care of your pen and make sure your children know it's not a toy, weapon, or something to hammer with. So a book that I want to talk to you about right now is called Hotel Globi. So if you don't know who Globi is, Globi in Switzerland is like the Mickey Mouse of Switzerland. If you go to Switzerland, you will find a ton of mountains with a whole Globi theme. And you can even on Amazon, there on the podcast, you can listen to Globi Books, the Audible books, and it comes with music and it's really great. But what I love about these Globi books, they'll have, the cartoon and then the writing on the other page. And your child can follow somewhat of what's going on just because of looking at the pictures, kind of like Bobo Siebenschläfer, where you know what's going on because you're looking at the pictures. So they'll have like 6 pictures, they'll have a rhyme on the other page. Every so often I might have to translate it with my phone, but for the most part, my children understand what's going on just by looking at the picture. I actually downloaded this one on our iPad. This one's Globi Flughafen. So on Amazon, this is where I found the book on Amazon. So I would definitely look into Globi. If you want to have something similar to like Bobo Siebenschläfer, but like a little more advanced reading. Another cartoon book to look into is Papa Mole. These are very similar to the Globi books with the rhyme and the cartoons and the pictures, but these are really fun for my children. They absolutely love the Papa Mole books. Another book I recommend if you're a more advanced reader in German is the Kokosnuss books. There are so many Der kleine Drache Kokosnuss books. So definitely look into that. So I mentioned books I found on Amazon in the past, and this writer, Dorte Müller, she has so many German books available on Amazon, and the pictures are absolutely beautiful. So definitely check that out on Amazon. Another item that I got from Amazon are these activity books. For instance, Frau Holla, Onkel Karl, der Zwergnase, Onkel Karl und die Pinguine. So these workbooks are great because your child, when they're a little more advanced, will read a few pages or like read a part of a story. And usually these books have questions to do after like every few pages or chapter and so on. So this is great, like I said before, with activities for your children to do. Another way I acquired German material was my boy's German tutor. Her German teacher in the high school that she was going to decided to retire, and she asked her students, would anyone like all my German supplies? I'm moving to a different country. And she forwarded it to me, and I said, oh my goodness, I would love to have everything. And so that's how I got most of my German materials. I have so much German stuff because of her. She literally has been collecting this like her entire teaching career. So I was so grateful. I even have things for my boys to do when they're in high school or older, like more advanced readers. There's so many books. Or when I'm a more advanced reader, I have so many books to read. So I was very grateful for that. And she gave me these incredible workbooks, like this one here. And what's great about these books is, just like the ones I just mentioned, after every few pages, there are activities for your child to do with their German tutor. So I absolutely love that. Sometimes my boy's German teacher will read, one page, and then my boys will read one page, or, one paragraph, and then my boys will translate it, and so on. And once, your children get more advanced, then they can read everything and then do the activities with their teacher. But what I do like, even though my oldest son can read very well in German. Every so often, I do ask his German teacher to read to him in German so he can hear German from a native speaker, because that's so important. So these are great. If you can get a hold of these activity books, I totally would. Sometimes if your children go to a Saturday or Sunday German school, ask the teacher for the catalog, and maybe you can order things from that catalog for your children. So ask them, hey, do you have a German catalog or a German supply shop that I can, give you money for, and then you can give to me? Sometimes in the German schools, they also have a small library where you can check a few books out. Obviously, if your child goes to like a full-on 5-day-a-week German school, I'm sure they have a giant library, but our boys don't, so we don't have access to all those free books. That's a great way of looking, is into your community. If you have the app like Nextdoor, or if you're in a Buy Nothing group on Facebook, like I'm on a Buy Nothing group, and reach out into your community. You never know. Maybe someone has a bunch of German books that their children have like outgrown. So reach out and be like, hey, I'm looking for German books for my children. Does anyone have any? And who knows, you might get really lucky, and someone might have like a comic book hanging around that they didn't even think twice about, and they want to declutter their house. So definitely reach out into your community and ask. So now I'm going to talk about materials I bought for myself that are very helpful to me. So I got this on Amazon. I got this German verb drills book, and German grammar drills, and German vocabulary drills. And this is really great to do when I'm watching my boys when they're playing on the playground in the summertime, or if I'm at a baseball game for an hour and a half watching them. I'll do a few of these drills, and they're really helpful. It's good practice, and it really will help with your German learning journey. So I don't know if you ever heard of Paul Noble. He has an Audible book on Amazon, Unlocking German with Paul Noble. And if you are going for a walk, or if you're going for a drive and you want to learn German while you do it, definitely look into him. He has a very calming, relaxing voice. I found that when I was listening to him, I was much calmer after. So if you want a calming voice while also learning German, definitely look into Paul Noble. So I hope you enjoyed my video today. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe to my channel. Dankeschön. Tschüss.